Hi everyone, and welcome to Heartcraftpaper. And today we're going to be working with the asymmetrical box from the shop, and this is what it cuts out like. Now I did do a pattern print on this, so it print and cut whatever it is that I wanted. This is one of the files you can also find on the shop, which is the small stripes. I also did this cute little Easter egg, the hey chicks, hey chickies, and the sentiment as well. And then the banner that I have here is from the Easter Friends, the one that comes with this little set here, the little image. Okay, so because of how small it is, I'm going to be utilizing my color pencils for this. This box is approximately, I'd say, well, it's a little under 2 inches. So it is a small box, so it's going to be for kind of like a chocolate or some type of little giveaway. And then I got this cute little ribbon. I had this for about a year or so because I had it when I was making cards for another company, and this is some ribbon that I found. So I'm going to make a very cute little ribbon, kind of an S shape on that, maybe, I think, yeah, a little something like this, so that it has some type of S shape to it, and then we'll tie it off and then use that on the card. Okay, so I'm gonna start first with my little chickies. I'm gonna bring out my Prismacolors, and I'm gonna start with PC 1012. Okay, and one of the things that I like about this is that it is very easily blendable. So I think PC 1011 is actually a pretty good color for these little chickies to start out with. And again, this type of pencil is very, very highly blendable, and you don't really need any blending tools. It blends into itself very well. So here, I'm just going to go over this little chickie really quickly. I don't have to do much since, you know, it's a very tiny image. And I guess maybe let me zoom in here real quick for you so you get a better view here. There you go. And sorry for the mess here. I had my markers. So okay, let's go ahead, and this is the PC 1012. I'm gonna just kind of come in here and create a little bit of shadowing. As I said, this pencil is highly blendable. You don't need much. It'll blend into itself, and simply wonderful. Okay. Just go over that to blend in those colors together. And there you see, you have that cute little chickie here. Let's fill in the rest of these little guys. I'm going to come in with PC 942 right now and just kind of darken things up just a smidgen here, just to add a little bit more depth here, and that's going to be a little bit closer to those edges. I don't want to go over too much, so that way it creates a gradation in the shadows. Not overly doing it, just getting in along those lines, not too strong there. Now I'm going to start working the beak. And just because of the type of orange, I think a PC 1034, which is a goldenrod, this will work for the beak. So as you can see here, these three colors are just slightly off. This is my light tone, this is my mid-tone, and then my dark tone. This will add more detail as far as the dark tone is concerned. So I won't have to do too much craziness here. Once this is kind of blended a little, I'll go ahead and show you how I get this, because as you can see, you do get a lot of white coming through. And that has to do with the paper, of course. Those are what we call peaks and valleys, and that peak is what actually traps the color from the pencil onto the paper. Okay, so let's go ahead and kind of create some shadows. And we're going to move this color around. Well, again, this is utilizing the idea that you're going to come back in and blend, okay? So you'll see your peaks and valleys, but you're going to notice that once you come back in with that, those peaks and valleys are going to flatten out as you bring in more color. So now, don't worry, of course, you can still see quite a bit of those white areas. So what I have is a colorless blender. A lot of people like to use Gambasol. I don't necessarily like using Gambasol, so I will come in with this colorless blender and just scrub the color across. So you'll see as you start to flatten out those images, or those hills and valleys, your color is going to spread. And that white section, or those white spots showing through, will start to disappear. But you also have your shadows you created. Now, time to come in with the darker pencil, and we're going to bring in some shadowing, okay, and bring in some detail. And as you can see, for the coloring, I use kind of a flicking motion, just to kind of create some of these lines. It makes it look a little bit more natural. So there you have the little birds in detail. Okay, so now I'm gonna start on my little sentiment here. And this is the Hey Chickie sentiment. Okay, now we're gonna start with the sentiment. So I just wanted to create these little violets, which I have, and when you look at violets, you know, you kind of see these lilacs and purples and whatnot. So I have here my lilacs, my purples, my yellows. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with my lightest color. Okay, and that's gonna be kind of going around these edges. leaving some white space here. It doesn't necessarily have to be all too perfect either. Okay, let me go ahead and start. And this is a PC 1009. It's getting a little bit darker there. Right along those edges, just a little bit further off of the line here. And then this is what? PC 931. So now I'm going to come back in with my lightest color, which is this PC 934 again, and kind of drag that color out. And then using my white, we're going to drag that color around. There you go. And it softens everything and yet allows that color just to blend all together. Use this yellow, kind of drag that out a little bit. And I want it here kind of going down further on these last two. Just because and then come back in with this white. I mean, this is one of the things that I really love about these Prismacolors is just how highly blendable they are, and they really lend to blending colors together. And you might have to do several passes, but that's okay. And there you go. So we're gonna repeat that here on this side. All right? Okay, I've just finished off my flowers. Now I am going to come in and start doing some coloring. I want it to be a little bit darker blue here, where there's a little bit of shadows. And this is 1088. So I don't want to do too much. Okay. So this is 1087, and we're gonna start draining out a little bit of this color. Not too much, because I want it kind of going off into a white space, as you can see here. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. We don't need too much going on. But I'm going to come back in here and do a little bit of shadowing. Just a little bit, mostly where the ribbon kind of meets. In this area here. Yep. And there you go. So let's get working on this box. Now this box has score lines. You might or might not be able to see them, but we're gonna fold all along these score lines and get this box going. Okay. So I will start there. Now, as you can see, I'm trying to use the box itself to fold it in. Right? There you go. Let's see, it's got its natural score lines. Come right on over here. And then work the other side. Very simple. Now, what you're gonna wanna do is just make sure they line up real nice and glue them down. Okay, so let me get this little guy. Now, I like using liquid glue just because it makes things a whole lot easier if you kind of don't get it quite so squared off the first time. You can slide it over pretty easily. Nice and squared off. Make sure I press that firmly. All right, half my box is done. So, I'm gonna work the inside here. Uh-oh. See, having tacky glue for this gives you time to work, you know, just to kind of perfect. All right. Got it perfectly squared off, and now our little box closes perfectly. All right, so now it's time to make the bow. I am going to loop, pull it around, and then twist here so that you see it comes out with the printed side up. Okay. Now, as I pull it through, I'm going to stick my thumbs right on in there. And using my fingers against my thumbs, I'm just going to pull out evenly. Okay. Now this will give you the perfect bow. As you can see here, I just want to make it a smidgen smaller. So I keep my thumbs in the loops in order to make it a nice and perfect little bow. So let me do this, and these are my fabric scissors. These are from Fiskars, sorry. There you go. And now you have the perfect bow. What I'm gonna do here is, this is gonna be pretty straightforward and very, very, very simple. So I have one of two options. I can use Zots for the images, but most definitely for my bow. So take a little bit of glue and just kind of go over that. Not too much, not too little. I just want that here with this little guy. Now I have an option. I can do a little bow there and then put the hey chickies, or I can put the hey chickies and then put the bow here on the front, which maybe I might do the latter and just put a Zot right on there. Now I'll probably put maybe one or two a little bit further across. Just to make sure that it really sticks. And put that there. There you go. And put that little hey chickies right here across the front. So here you have this little box, and it's got the hey chickie sentiment, little asymmetrical line, enough for a small little candy that you'd like, or something for Easter. And then you got that nice little sentiment right there. So here it is. Have a good look.
Thank you for watching Heartcraft Paper. You can visit us on our website at www.heartcraftpaper.com. For more videos and tutorials like these, don't forget to subscribe.